Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Yoruus speaking and welcome to the summary video for multiplayer game number 62. Now excuse me for all the sneezing noises. I caught a cold again for the second time in 1 month and my nose is just in such a bad state. It's just unbelievable. But let's get back to the game. So as you already know, this was a 3 vs 3 teamer game. And I was playing with Jamie and Lord Nelson against Shako, DJXP, and Tommy and T, with me playing as Aztecs, mirroring DJXP, Lord Nelson playing as Ethiopia, mirroring Tommy and T, and Jamie playing as Russia, mirroring Shako. And now, as you can see on this screenshot, this is already a little bit of a beginning, and I made a huge mistake right from the start. I was the frontal player, and I tried to experiment a little bit, and I actually went for tradition into liberty and not straight into liberty settler. And this is a standard build on classical star teamers and duels, where you actually go a liberty settler first, and then if you want to mix up something, then you mix up, but not the other way around. So timing of my first settlers were definitely off, and since I was at front, that was basically bad. You can see Natural Fate Wonder pretty close to my Spearman, and if I went for the Liberty Free Settler, I probably could have snatched that Wonder and gain a very nice defensive position at the start in here, and then just get another Settler, maybe with population 2 or 3, for a city near gold, and I would basically have these spots covered pretty nicely with decent spots for a cities basically. But I choose to experiment a little bit, which probably was somewhere in the back of my mind because I was playing Aztecs and I was like, oh yeah, the unique building, extra growth, tradition will just be great. And probably a little bit on top of that was that actually I have not too much room to expand. Well, as you can see in here, there's maybe 5 good city spots. Of course, if other players will not get that, and basically in a team like this, when you have Russia and Ethiopia, you really want Ethiopia to spam as many cities as possible, and you want Russia to get all the unique, all the strategic luxuries to get double quantity from them. So basically, in back of my mind for this game, I was thinking like, okay, I'm Aztecs, I'm in the front, but I will probably not have too much cities. So I want to open tradition just to do not lose that extra culture already, since I want to finish tradition anyways, or at least get to monarchy. But the timing of the first settler was a huge mistake, in my opinion, looking at this after the game. Okay, so let's get to the next screenshot. I have to admit, I have not been in a very good spot from the start. I did get my theoretically my 4 core series with a pretty decent defensive spot, this Terracota spot. Now the problem was Sugar, Jamie, was pretty far behind. We were pretty lucky with the Wonders. He had King Solomon, and I believe Ethiopia had the Natural Fate Wonder. But look at this. Sugar was pretty far behind and was very reluctant to go to the front, and we really needed a city in front of Adva. Basically, you can see Adska, Pod, Salco, and Texcoco, and you can see the Jaguar in the south. Basically, we needed a city between the mountain and the sheep to block that spot from Tommy, but I didn't want to go there myself. I really wanted Sugar to go there, but probably didn't force my idea too much. Well, basically my leadership skills in this game was not the greatest. Yeah, were not the greatest, so I was definitely not forcing any ideas, and I had a pretty bad feeling about this, since we get, first of all, Tommy was Ethiopia, and he's a very great builder, spamming cities with Maya and Ethiopia. He just do that great, and he's a pretty decent fighter, and he was at front. So basically my general idea was to definitely go 2v1 against Tommy and T, and hope that Lord Nelson will have a chance to get Shaka in the north. But basically, from this point, it was not working that well. Sugar was pretty far behind, and he was really reluctant to go to the front lines. Same goes for Lord Nelson. He really didn't want to go front either. So basically, I was the only one that were in the front, and I didn't have too much space to go from here. So I had my 4 core cities with a chance for a 5th city close to Dire Dava, but there is no more spots for me, since I wanted Lord Nelson to go to in the north and Jamie to go in the south. So we get 3 fronts, which is something that I really like, and that didn't work that well. Okay, so things definitely were not looking good. We went for crossbows into workshops, but those 3 things, my bad social policy choices at the start, Jamie not wanting to go front as fast as possible, and same goes for Lord Nelson. Basically, our front lines were not that good. Tommy and T planned a very, very good defensive city, Desi. It's really good with those. You kind of look at this city and you are thinking like, this is a good defensive city. Hell yeah. The problem is there's forests. So basically, if you put a unit on a hill near Bryans, you cannot shoot units near Desi. Same goes if you put a unit on the ship, you can't shoot the Desi. So you basically need to get a unit on the forest hills, forest gems, on those plains, and then you can shoot the city. So the rest is pretty much, he can shoot from much more spots. So this is really not a good, this is really a good defensive spot city. I had mine city spot, but the space between Texcoco, Atzapo, Skalco, Desi and Bryans is definitely no man's land. So there's no place to plan another city. So basically Tommy and he blocked us greatly in here. And I think we decided to actually try and put a little bit of pressure on Tommy in the south. But I don't think that's such a great idea. What we should have probably do at this spot is, well, basically we were not going to front anyways. Lord Nelson was pretty much in the back. I didn't expand too much. I didn't have spots to expand anymore, and Sugar was not doing that great either. Tommy and T was definitely slaughtering us in science, so not in science but in production. So our chance was actually to bunker up and try to counterattack. And what we try to do in here is actually try to pressure Tommy, and I think, looking from a time perspective, that was a mistake. And now let me show you what happened. So for a second there I was thinking like, okay, maybe we can do it, but Jamie was not able to break Tommy in the south. I was trying to make some pressure in the north, but to be honest, that spot for those cities, Debre Berhan and Adva, is made this really such a hard nut to crack. I mean, I was not able to get past there. The wave, the amount of units that he could use to shoot me, as soon as any of my units stepped in this field in front of those cities, in front of this road, they were just shot down, hit by horses. So I lost many units without any good reason. Same goes for Jamie. Jamie was not able to do any damage in the south. So basically we invested a lot of hammers, a lot of units, and nothing good. We didn't get anything good out of it. And on top of that, I was so bad at fighting in this game. I think I was outclicked every single time. Every single time when I wanted to retreat a unit or kill a unit or make something faster than Tommy, he actually outclicked me every single time. And I want to note that he was fighting 2 people at the same time. So my fighting performance in this game was beyond bad. looking from the time perspective, I fought so bad in this game. That's clearly unbelievable, but yeah, that was bad. And to summarize all of that, the loss of those units was a huge deal because we were losing in production badly. Tommy and T was slaughtering us in production. So basically, he had the best cities, he had the religion, he had the hammers, he was winning the war basically. So from this moment, basically, we were going down the hill, and it was really not looking promising at this point of the game. So I still had a hope. Shako, well, actually, Tommy and T was, they decided, the enemy team, they decided not to pressure me and Sugar. I guess they decided that our spots are a little bit better defensible, and they actually tried to pressure Lord Nelson. So we were able to fend off that attack. So Shah had to retreat, and I was really hoping at this point, I mean, like, when you look at this screen, you are thinking like, oh my goodness, Shako is dead. And I was thinking for a second, yeah, we have a chance in here. We're pretty much, oh my goodness, phone call. Alright, phone call, and now I got a kid on my lap. So you're gonna hear a couple of noises from my kid right now. Yeah, there we go. So I was thinking, looking at this screen like, okay, we can do it. We got it. And yeah, my son is actually thinking like, no dude, you're definitely not talking right. This is definitely not gonna work. And yeah, I'm afraid that our fighting and timings in this game, not matching production, overall as a team was not the best, especially me about the fighting. So actually looking at the screen, you were thinking like, okay, we've got the advantage, we're attacking, and yeah, we got this. But let me show what happened. Okay, so this is the last screenshot in this summary, and as you can see, the offense at North didn't gain us anything. Lord Nelson was not able to break Shah at all. The damage was just too little, and actually the Rostov city was never threatened by him. I think he never was even close to taking it back. And using the stabilization in the front and the north, DJXP and Tommy and T used the reinforced units to actually push Terracota. It was just too much. That was just too much. I couldn't do anything at this point of game. Slowly, I would definitely lose this city. I was trying to defend. We were trying to defend, but that hammer advantage, just the unit advantage, was kicking in, and I was certain I'm gonna lose this city. So yeah, this is a GG. Actually, at this point of the game, Sugar drawed, but we definitely conceded this game. Pretty cool game, if I was supposed to summarize mistakes, from me at least, because as usual I didn't pay too much, well, I did pay a little bit attention to my other teammates, but definitely my beginner going for tradition instead of a fast free settler probably cost me a lot of good, maybe a lot of better spots in the front lines. Same goes for Sugar and Lord Nelson. Their reluctancy to go to the front line definitely was not helpful. And Tommy and T beat us to the front line. Same goes for Rostov. So basically they had the front line secure with those cities and could clearly get the advantage. Now our hugest mistake, I think, is actually getting Tommy and T Ethiopia. I think Lord Nelson does not feel that civilization that well as Tommy and T. Tommy and T just slaughter us with religion, happiness, food, production, and everything like that. So his production was crazy. And on top of that, Tommy and T, well, his fighting skills in this game was so much better than ours. He outclicked me. I think he outclicked Sugar as well, so he definitely was the superior player in this game, and basically carried his team. Definitely he carried his team a lot. Yes, right, kid? Yeah, my kid agrees. So one more time, thank you very much for the game, everyone. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this kind of the game, and I will give you another one pretty quickly. Alright? Yeah, my kid says this is the end of this video. Right? Right. So one more time, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Best wishes. Yoruus out.